Hey guys, welcome back. I'm so glad that you came to be connected with me today. My name is Brandi and I will be taking you through your practice. So, who here has currently had to make outrageous adjustments to circumstances completely out of your control? And hello, that's me right here. I've made some crazy adjustments lately, which led me to my class theme today. So if you haven't had to make any adjustments to your life currently, you must live on another planet because the entire planet Earth right now is adjusting to the outbreak of the coronavirus. If you are one of those people that did raise your hand, you came to the right place because we're going to go work through those adjustments together on our mat. Come and let's get started with our adjustments. I'll see you on the mat. I always like to come in with a little sing-song for you. Let's get started on our mats today. And I would like for you to just pick your favorite resting posture. So perhaps that's lying in Shavasana on your back. Maybe it is in child's pose with your knees wide and big toes together and your chest just resting on the ground beneath you, a forehead connection to the mat. Perhaps you'd like to come into Sukhasana, easy seat, or crisscross applesauce, which is where I'm going to sit for a moment here as we come into our bodies and our breath and a mindful moment. So pick your favorite resting posture and then allow your eyes to close down and they melt away. And that space between your eyes just softens. Notice where your body is making connection to the mat beneath you. Notice how fully supported you are if you're lying, or if you're in child's pose, or if you're seated in Sukhasana with me. Eyes are closed down. Allow your lower jaw to let go and your tongue to release from the roof of your mouth. These adjustments that we're making right now are bringing us into a present, mindful moment. Notice your natural native breath. Notice how as you inhale, there's this lovely cooling sensation. And as you exhale, perhaps you feel a delicious warming sensation. Notice how as you inhale, your body gently expands. And as you exhale, your body fully releases. Keeping your eyes closed down, staying connected to your breath. The next inhale you have, let's find a deep, full thoracic abdominal breath. So draw low first, find the very bottom of your breath, and then trace that breath up through your abdomen, perhaps even up into your clavicles, noticing that your ribs expand and your belly rises with the inhale. And then as you exhale, reverse that process. Exhale from the top of your breath to the mid, to the low belly. And when you get to the bottom of your breath, squish that last little bit out. Before you inhale, draw deeply, filling up the low belly, the mid, all the way to the top of your breath. And then exhale, reversing from the top to the mid, to the low belly, staying fully connected to this active breath. Eyes are still closed down. I'm going to open up our class with a few words. So continue with that full active pranayama, your controlled thoracic abdominal breath, and I'll open us with some words. So I am currently making major adjustments as I am unemployed, modifying my family budget, altering the way that we consume, customizing the menus to eat, and seeking to adjust and make good of the new way of living that is presented to my family and I. So my opening question for you is, where are you making adjustments? Where are you making adjustments? Let's take one more full breath here. Find the bottom of your breath. Trace it all the way up through to the very top of your breath. When you get to the top of your breath, see if you can take that last little sip of breath in. And then as you exhale, open mouth, sigh it out. Let's do one more of those. Inhale, bottom of the breath. Mid, trace your breath all the way up. Expand your body. And when you are ready, exhale, open mouth, sigh it out. Very good. Let's gently begin to wiggle our fingers and toes. And if you're in child's pose or a seated position, meet me supine, laying on your back on your mat. As we prepare to draw our knees up into our chest, give yourself a little squeeze here, maybe rock back and forth, side to side. Taking a full breath, exploring your body with your breath. And then bringing your knees back up to center. Let your arms go out like a capital T or airplane wings here. And we're gonna let the knees be heavy and drop to the right side body. So from here, if you notice that your knees are really hovering or floating, you can place a block or a blanket between your knees. If this is a little too much on that left shoulder, feel free to bring that left hand in and cup those ribs here. We're trying to invite in a beautiful spinal twist here. This is a lovely way to start warming up our spines. Gentle. Tracing your breath through your body, just noticing where you feel this in your body. Take one more full breath here. And exhale fully. Letting your arms be out like a capital T. Using your abdomen, draw your knees back up towards the ceiling. And then let them be heavy, falling to the left side body. Again, if you notice your knees are really hovering far apart here, place a blanket or a block between your knees so you can really let go. I like to take my left hand and just cup the outside of my right thigh to draw my legs together. This, for me, really helps me sink into my spinal twist. Where do you notice this in your body? Just notice. Just connect. Feels so good. Take one more full, deep breath here and explore that breath through your body, being curious about the sensations you feel. Arms are out like a capital T, activating your abdomen. Draw your knees back up towards the ceiling. And then from here, let your legs go long. Let's take a big yawning stretch here. Reaching, pointing your toes, reaching your fingers. Big inhale. And exhale fully. Let's roll onto our side body here. And let your arm be a pillow for your head. And see about connecting every part of that left side body to the mat beneath you. So first, fully connect your body to the mat. And then draw that right foot back behind you and just grab the top of that right foot, drawing your heel into your glute, and allow that right shoulder to roll back and open. Where do you notice this in your body? That left side body is still fully connected to the mat beneath you. We're finding an opening in our thigh, perhaps your hip, shoulder. Maybe you notice this in your back. One more full breath here. Allowing that right leg to come in front of you now. Take the two peace fingers on your right hand and loop that right big toe. You can lift your head up and place your left hand just above your left ear. So you can stay right here, or if you'd like, you can press that right heel up towards the ceiling, noticing the inside of the thigh, perhaps noticing your hamstring. You're welcome to grab for your calf or your thigh here if that's more comfortable for you. So always seeking to practice ahimsa with your practice, which means non-harming and non-violence. So to always protect your body, not to harm your body or to cause yourself pain. Whenever you find yourself in a posture where you're holding your breath, you can't breathe, or you've lost circulation, ease out of that posture and find yourself in a posture where you are comfortable and able to move and breathe. One more full breath here. As you exhale, bring that left foot in front of you, or right foot in front of you, and press yourself up, coming into a seated position, and then bring the palms of your feet together, coming into butterfly. From here, you can take your little praying hands and place them around your praying feet if you'd like to. Your knees are heavy here. If you notice that you're holding a lot of tension in your hips, this is a great place to take a couple blocks, place them underneath your thighs or your knees so you can be fully supported. You can stay right here in your butterfly, accessing your hips and thighs, or you are free to walk your hands far out in front of you, hinging from your waist and forward, folding over your butterfly. Or like I do, I like to take my praying hands on my praying feet and then press my elbows into my shins and really draw my body forward through my arms. Take a big inhale wherever you're at. You can let your head go and your neck be heavy. I'm gonna hold mine up just so I don't get too muffled in my lovely practice here. Take a full breath, exploring your body with your breath. Where have you had to make adjustments? Oh man, so many adjustments right now. Walking yourself back up, coming onto the right side body now. Right side body on your mat. First, let your arm be a pillow for your head and connect fully your right side body to the mat beneath you. So notice your arm connecting your shoulder area, your ribs, hip, the full length of your leg. You're fully connected here. And then you can lift that left leg up and reach for the top of that left foot, drawing the heel into your glute, letting your shoulder roll back and open. Noticing perhaps how this feels different on this side of your body. This definitely feels different on my left side of my body here. My left leg is much tighter, I noticed that. Just breathing into that. Finding those little cranky spaces in your body and sending your breath there. It's like giving yourself a massage with your breath. With every inhale, you expand. And with every exhale, perhaps you're able to go just a little bit deeper into your posture. Just finding those hidden edges. One more breath here. Exhale fully. Releasing that left foot and allowing it to come in front of you. Take your two peace fingers on your left hand and loop that left big toe. You can let your head be propped up, place that hand just above your ear, and then you can stay right here or press that heel up towards the ceiling. And breathing. Where do you notice this in your body? Does your left leg feel different than your right leg? Just staying present and connected. I'm going to take 2 more full breaths here. Feel free to release that toe and grab your calf. You can grab behind your thigh. What feels best for you. You can roll that ankle out, get that synovial fluid, the WD-40 of your joints going. When you're ready, let's exhale that leg down. Coming onto our bellies now, belly down. We're going to do our cobra pose. So take the tops of your feet and press them actively into the mat so that you lift your kneecaps up off of the mat here. Bring your hands into push-up position and draw your elbows together down your back. Allow your chin to come down to the mat and exhale out all of your air. As you inhale, peel your chest up off of the mat, pressing the tops of your feet into the mat, activating that low body, the back. See if you can have little to no weight in your hands here. And let's take 1 full breath. Notice how your body rises with the inhale. As you exhale, lower down all the way, letting your cheek come to the mat. Let your arms go long for a moment here. You can draw your heels up towards the ceiling and windshield wiper your legs to release that low back. legs come down long. Let's meet in a tabletop position, hands and knees. Preparing for a little cat-cow, continuing to warm up our spines, warm up our bodies. Wrists are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips, top of the feet are flat on the mat. We're gonna inhale to hammock our belly, lift our gaze, draw your heart center through your arms and pull your shoulders down your back and towards each other. As you exhale, starting with the tailbone, rounding through every vertebra of your spine till your chin connects to your chest and you press actively through your hands, reaching your spine up towards the ceiling. And then inhale, hammock the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, rounding, mad cat. Inhale, soggy bellied cow. Is that why they call it cow? Because it's like a droopy belly. And then exhale, press. Take a few of these at your own breath pace. I like to do a little wiggling, a little rocking back side to side, just to explore how this feels in my body. Let's meet in a neutral spine, coming into our low lunge. Invite that left foot forward. This is a great place to grab a couple blocks if you'd like a little more length. You're also welcome to place your hands on top of that left thigh. What you're seeking here is to allow the left hip to come back and the right hip to come forward before you sink into your lunge, before you really sink into those hips. We're accessing our hips. What do you notice here? Where is that cranky space inside your hips? And can you send some breath there? Let's take one more breath here. Left hip is back, right hip is forward. Notice if you're rounding over a beach ball here, see if you can get your spine straight and long. And see how that adjustment affords you greater access. Just making adjustments, finding greater access. Perhaps we're going to find lots of access today as we make our adjustments. From here, let's shift, pressing through that left foot, coming into half splits. So see if you can stack your hips right over your right hip. This is another great place for blocks, that's why I'm still hanging on to them, but you don't have to have blocks here. See about drawing those left toes towards you and seek out your hamstring here. If you're feeling a lot of tension in the back of that left knee, take a micro bend in that knee and then notice how it directs your access to your hamstring. Always seeking to have a straight spine, so notice if we're really rounding here. Straighten your spine, draw that left hip back, right hip forward. One more full breath here. As we exhale, we're going to come up into a low lunge here. So roll up on the big toes of that right foot, planting your right hand. We're going to revolve our lunge, so inhale, the left arm rises. Twisting from the waist. Gently building heat. You're always welcome to drop that right knee. Take one more full breath here. As you exhale, plant your hand, and we're gonna drop that right heel rising up into Warrior Two. So see if you can cartwheel up into Warrior Two. Now, what adjustments can you make here to access a strong warrior? Are your arms activated? Can you look over that left knee and see a couple of toes? Are your shoulders drawing up to your ears? See if you can release them down your back. Take a full breath here, and then straighten that left knee, and left hand comes down to 6 o'clock, right arm is up at 12 o'clock, we're in triangle pose. See if in your triangle pose, You can really use your core to hold you up here. So notice if you're really bearing a lot of weight on your leg with your arm, and see if you can use your core in your triangle pose. Trikonasana. All right, from Trikonasana, we're going to reverse ourselves into a warrior. So this is our left hand, flips, scraping the ceiling, reversing our warrior. We're actually in reverse triangle right now because my knee is straight. So reverse triangle, everybody. Gaze is up at the ceiling. How much length can you create in your body in this reverse Trikonasana? One more full breath here. And then let's bend that left knee. We're in reverse warrior now. Coming back up into warrior 2. Then looking down at that left foot, let's plant our hands, step back, and find down dog. All right. Woo. What do you notice? In your down dog, draw your chest towards your thighs. Lift your hips high. Let your heels be heavy. Whether or not they touch the ground doesn't matter. Just let them be heavy. You can take a big bend in the right knee and the left knee. This practice of moving, breathing, and adjusting affords us an opportunity to notice ourselves. Notice how you feel. Notice where you can hold and where you can make adjustments to possibly release. Connecting to a moment where you are the absolute boss and you have full access to making all of the decisions. That's this practice. You're the boss. You get to make all of the decisions. And with that authority, you can tune in, choosing wisely where to make adjustments. And you can bring the most strength and support and joy to your practice. So what adjustments will afford you the most strength, support, and joy? Notice that just as you can adjust your posture and breath, so too can you invite adjustments to your mindset. Perhaps right now your mind is saying, when is this down dog going to end, Brandi? And I'm going to tell you right now. Take a big bend in your knees, look up at your hands, and we're going to step our right foot up between our hands. You can let that left knee come down to the mat. Top of the left foot reaches down onto the mat, coming into your low lunge. Hello, here we are again, low lunge. Sometimes I surprise myself about, oh my goodness, I actually did that. I wondered if I'd be able to get us there. Do you ever wonder that, where you're like, can I make enough adjustments to get myself there? We can make enough adjustments to access our strength and our joy. Encourage that right hip back, left hip forward, really sinking into those hips, accessing those tight, cranky spaces. Find one more full breath here. A delicious, juicy breath. As you exhale, pressing through that right foot, stacking the left hip over the left knee, coming into your half splits. Drawing those toes on your right foot back towards you. I'll probably get my lefts and rights mixed up a lot, but as long as we get there, right? That's what really matters. Are you there? Oh, it's so weird teaching to a screen. Hey Brandi, I'm so glad you came today. Me too, Brandi. I really like this half splits. Ah, yeah. This is what happens, you guys. These are the adjustments I'm making. Oh no. Okay, we're gonna plant that foot, coming into a low lunge, roll up onto the big toes of the left foot, planting the left hand, inhale, right arm rises. Oh, this feels good on this side. This is your revolved lunge. Where's your breath? Have you been holding it? Are you letting it move and flow through your body? Take another full breath here. And then you can plant that hand and we're going to cartwheel ourselves up into warrior two. So drop the heel of that left foot and then the left arm brings you up into your warrior two. Now, what adjustments can you make? I'm going to adjust my clothing just a smidgen here, but I'm also going to adjust my posture. So my arms are strong and active here. I can look over my right knee and see a couple toes. If you can't see some toes, walk that foot out a little bit further. What does that feel like in your body? Breathing, flowing, straightening that right knee. We're going to drop the right hand down, left arm rises, Trikonasana, triangle pose. I'm going to scooch my stance in just a little because apparently I was really excited about that stance. Connecting to your breath. Allowing that left shoulder to roll back and open, not dumping all of your weight, but using your core to hold yourself up in your triangle pose. Your strong triangle. One more full breath here as we prepare to reverse our triangle. So when you're ready, that right hand is going to scrape the ceiling and then reach back and extend behind you. How much length can you create in your reverse triangle? Gaze can be up at the ceiling if that's comfortable for you. Holding your posture, but not your breath. Allowing your breath to open and expand you. On your next inhalation, let's bend that right knee and then come all the way back up into warrior two. Big inhale here. As you exhale, plant your hands up by that right foot, step it on back, down dog. All right, we've explored both sides of this practice now. We've been making adjustments. We've been accessing. We're doing good. Let's find a couple breaths here in your down dog. Or you're welcome to come to child's pose. Drop those knees, let them go wide. Remember, this is your practice. You're the boss. This is the place where you get to be the boss, and it's awesome. What adjustments will afford you the most strength, support, and joy? Notice that just as you can adjust your posture and your breath, so too can you invite adjustments to your mind. What adjustments can you invite to your mind? Let's take a big bend in our knees. Take an inhale. As you exhale, we're going to step that left foot up and come into a low lunge. Are you doing this with me? Then we're going to cartwheel up into our warrior two. When you're ready, the right arm brings you up. Isn't that fun to do? Do you feel a little bit like a ninja when you cartwheel up? I hope I looked like one. A little stripy ninja today, that's what I am. Big inhale. We're gonna go through that little warrior sequence just a little bit faster this time. Straighten the left leg. Left hand drops to 6 o'clock, right hand up at 12. We're in triangle pose, Trikonasana. Take a full breath here. Exhale. Reversing our triangle, scraping the ceiling with that left hand. Oh yeah. Lovely stretch. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, bend that right knee. Inhale, rise up into warrior two. Exhale, plant your hands, step your feet back. Down dog. Draw your chest towards your thighs. Lift your hips high. Exhale fully. Inhale, the right leg rises. Look up between your hands. Step your right foot through. We're going to swing up into our warrior two. Are you ready, my sweet ninjas? Inhale up. Exhale, sink. Are Are you feeling any heat yet? I'm sweaty. My sweet little face hairs are sticking. That's always a good sign. That means I'm really making some progress in my practice here. Straightening that right knee, dropping into triangle pose. Have to heel toe in a little bit there. Again, my stance was so big and expansive, so I made some adjustments so that I wasn't harming myself. When you're ready, we're gonna reverse this triangle. Inhale, the right arm brings you up and reaches back. Reverse triangle. Full inhale here, find the bottom, trace it to the top. Exhale, bend that right knee. Inhale up into warrior two. And then from here, we're gonna turn those right toes towards the long edge of your mat. Heel toe your feet in just a little if you were super wide like me. Then reach your arms up and become a wide reaching star. Here you are, stars. Big inhale. As you exhale, bring your hands to your waist, hinging from the waist. Big toes come in a little, heels bump out, wide-legged forward fold. You can release your hands down to the mat. And then take any movement here that feels good to you. You could grab for the backs of your ankles or calves and draw your chest towards your thighs. You could take some peace fingers around your toes here. What feels good to you? Take a couple breaths in your wide-legged forward fold. Not all adjustments in our lives have come with permission. Certainly not most of them in my life right now. I wasn't seeking to close my business. I wasn't seeking to modify my income. I wasn't seeking to modify my way of living life in such a dramatic way. But these circumstances are beyond my control. So instead of focusing on what brings me unease and dissatisfaction, I'm adjusting. I'm noticing what I can do, like take the time to share this practice with you all in a new way. So right here in your wide-legged forward fold, we're gonna heel to our feet in a little bit closer here. Then heels are in, toes are out, and we're gonna sink into our malasana or garland pose. My knees are popping. I have really, really tight hips, so my glutes just don't drop all the way to the floor here, and that's okay because I am practicing ahimsa. I'm protecting my body. Perhaps your glutes come all the way down to the mat beneath you, or maybe you'd like to grab a block and place it right under your glutes here so that you can really let go in your garland pose. Bring your hands together and press your thumbs into your heart center, and then press your knees or your elbows into your knees here. Now connect to your breath. We're going to take a few breaths here. I am noticing what I can do. Like, take time to share this practice with you all in a new way. And let me tell you, this is facing my fears. But I'm facing my fears, and I'm making adjustments. We are all making adjustments. Let's notice what we can do. Take a big inhale here. Exhale, plant your hands back down on the mat. Lift your hips. We're back into a wide-legged forward fold here. You can allow your toes to come in and your heels to bump out. Notice what you can do. Maybe that's spending more quality time with loved ones in your home, or maybe you're spending a lot more time FaceTiming and Zooming. I know these things are becoming super popular right now as we desire to connect to people. Maybe you have more than enough and you're able to share that you have with those that have less. So just notice and adjust, making a good fit. Okay, let's inhale those hands up to our hips here, making our adjustments, and then inhale all the way up, up, up. Reach your hands up like a star, and from here we're going to come into a one-legged star. So if you'd like, you can stay right here, but we're going to add a little bit more balance. So I'm coming up onto the right or left foot here. My right leg rises, And my arms reach out. And now I'm a star. Bend that left knee as much as you need to increase your stability. Are you a star? Are you reaching like a star? Can you build some heat here? Build some heat. Find your drishti, your soft gaze. Take one more breath. As you exhale, plant that right foot. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, switching sides. Bend that right knee a little bit before you launch up onto it, onto your right leg, and then reach up like a star. You can always let that left foot touch the ground if you'd like to practice just shifting your weight from one side to the other, and then maybe be curious about lifting that foot up off the ground. Bending that right knee as much as you need to increase stability. Building heat. With our exhale, we plant the left foot, bend the knees, inhale up. Exhale, hands to the waist, wide-legged forward fold. Heel toe those feet in. Meet me in Malasana, your garland pose, with your hands at heart center and your elbows in your knees. This is a great way to access tight, cranky hips. Woo, I'm feeling it. I'm making adjustments. Some things I've had to adjust to have been out of my control, but this practice is where I can notice where I do have control, where I can adjust my body and my breath and my mind, and then that adjustment overflows into the life around me. Yeah. Okay, plant your hands, lift your hips up. We're gonna rise back up into a star. This time let's roll through our spine to do it. So one vertebra at a time. The chin is the last to release. Shoulders roll down the back. Arms reach. Big bend in the left knee. One-legged star. You can keep those right toes down and just reach like this. You can be curious about lifting that right leg off the ground. You can bend that left knee as much as you need to increase your stability. Okay, now you can stay right here, or perhaps you'd like to let that left hand drop and come into your Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. This is a great place to have a block beneath your hand, which I'll demonstrate since I think I kind of need it anyway. So stack your right hip on top of your left. Really roll that right hip on top of the left hip. And then point those, or draw those toes. I actually can't remember if it's point or draw. So maybe you can explore that in your body and see what feels best for you. The right hand is up at 12 o'clock. Left hand is right below your face, and you can gaze down at that left hand. And take a full breath here. Making adjustments. We can adjust. We can find strength and joy. One more full breath here. As you exhale, right foot comes back to the mat. Inhale all the way back up into your star. Bend that right knee. Exhale and then launch up onto your right foot. You can keep that left foot on the ground. This is perfectly fine. This can be a very strong moment of balance. You can be curious about lifting that foot up off of the ground. And you can stay right here, or you can meet me in Ardha Chandrasana, half moon, with a block below your face if you'd like a little extra support. Stacking the left hip on top of the right hip. Left arm reaches up at 12 o'clock. Right hand is just below your face. Bending that right knee as much as you need to increase your stability. Just exploring your body. Curious about your practice. Let's take one more full breath here. I just peeked at myself and made some adjustments. And from here, let's plant our hands down, step our feet back, and find down dog or child's pose. Making our adjustments. let those knees be heavy if you're not already there. And let's come down into child's pose. So knees go wide, big toes come together, hips melt away towards your heels. Oh, that feels glorious. Now your chest gets heavy and desires to connect to the mat beneath you. And then your forehead connects to the mat beneath you. And your eyes close down. And you notice your heart beating. And you notice your breath flowing. Staying fully connected to your practice. Notice what you can do. Maybe that's spending more quality time with loved ones in your home or via the phone. Maybe you have more than enough and you're able to share with those who have less. What can you do? It's easy to see the things that separate and divide us. Where can we notice and adjust to unite? Yoga is unity. Right now, your practice, you're finding unity with your body and your breath. You're noticing that you can make adjustments, that things can look different. Take one more full breath here. And then we're going to come belly down onto the mat. Coming into Sphinx pose. So let your legs go long behind you and really seek a connection with your pelvis to the mat. The tops of your feet are on the mat. Now where are your arms at? See if you can bring your elbows directly under your shoulders and deactivate your lower body. So are you clenching your thighs or your glutes here? Let them melt away. Completely deactivate them. And see if you can activate your upper body by drawing your shoulder heads down your back and towards each other. Pull your heart center through your arms and take a full breath. One more breath here. As you exhale, let your chest come down to the mat. We're going to revisit Cobra pose. So bring your hands into push-up position. Press the tops of your feet into the mat and zipper your legs up together. Now let your chin come to the mat. Exhale out all of your air. Then ride your breath as you inhale and peel your chest up off of the mat. Activating the low back here. Little to no weight in your hands. Inhale and see if you can lift one more rib up off of the mat. One more full breath. As you exhale, fully releasing, let your cheek come to the mat. Your arms go long beside you. You can draw your heels up and windshield wiper your legs. Notice your heart beating. Do you notice that? Your heart beating beneath you. Coming back to center, let's press up and reverse this posture by coming into little seed, which is with your knees together, hips come to your heels. Then you can reach back for your heels here and let your body melt over your thighs. I'm going to lift my head just so I'm not too muffled in my practice here, but notice this beautiful release of the low back, this counter adjustment we've made to all that back strengthening we did with our Cobra pose. One more full breath here. And then coming up into tabletop position, we're going to let our knees come about hip width distance apart. And then we're coming into melting heart here, or puppy dog pose. So let your hands walk out in front of you. See if you can keep your hips stacked directly over your knee. And then your chest melts down to the ground beneath you. I'm gonna back up a little here because I was coming off my mat. Do you see how I'm not letting my hips come forward or sink so far back? I'm trying to stack my hips right over my knees and then melt your heart into the mat. Release your forehead down to the mat. Melting heart. We melt away the stress and anxiety of all of the adjustments we've had to make that are out of our control. And we notice the adjustments we can make that we have all the power to do. Walking your hands back in when you're ready. Meeting me in a seated position to revisit our butterfly. So bringing the palms of your feet together. Find your sits bones. That's why I'm wiggling around right here, because I'm noticing my sits bones and then I'm anchoring them deeply into the mat beneath me. I'm letting my knees be heavy here. Again, if you notice that you're holding a lot of pain or tension in your hips, grab some rolled blankets or some blocks and place them right underneath your thighs and your knees so you can really let go of that tension in your hips here. If you're noticing pain in your low back in this posture, take a blanket and place it right underneath your sits bones here, and that tips your pelvis forward a little to relieve that tension in the low back. So in our butterfly posture here, let's take our arms, circle sweep all the way up to the ceiling. Fill yourself up with air. Release your shoulders down your back. Exhale, hinge from the waist and forward fold. Land wherever your body desires to land. Maybe you're really high up here, but that's the first point of resistance you have in your body. That's exactly where you want to be. The first point of resistance, not the fifth point of resistance where you're harming yourself. The very first. And when you access that, you adjust that resistance with your breath. So what kind of adjustments can you make with your breath? You're welcome to bring your hands to praying hands around your praying feet and press your elbows into your shins, really drawing your body towards the ground. One more full breath here. Walking our hands back in. You can keep your feet in butterfly position here, or you're welcome to come into crisscross applesauce, easy seat, whatever feels most comfortable for you. We're going to do some dynamic arm and breath movement here just to invite a little more breath into our bodies. So inhale your arms up to cactus arms. Inhale up. As you exhale, extend your arms directly out in front of you and press your palms together. Now draw your chin to your chest. Interlace all 10 fingers and point your index fingers. Chin to chest, exhale. Let's draw a line on the ceiling with those index fingers. So inhale your arms all the way up. And then exhale, flip those palms and press the air out. We're going to do this a couple more times so you really get the flow of it. So inhale up to cactus arms. Exhale, palms together, chin to chest. Interlace all 10 fingers. Release the index fingers. Inhale those fingers all the way up the ceiling. Now press those palms towards the floor as you exhale. Inhale, cactus arms. Exhale, palms together, chin to chest. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, press it out. Inhale up. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale the arms all the way up. Exhale, palms, press it out. One more of these. Inhale up. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, press it out. Release those hands. You can roll those shoulders if you built some lovely heat in your shoulders here. If you're in butterfly and you'd like to come into crisscross applesauce now, we're gonna plant that left hand. Inhale the right arm up towards the sky. Exhale, extend that right arm over the right ear. Try and keep that right hip connected to the mat beneath you here. So notice if you're starting to roll all the way up, keep that hip connected as you extend over. Now see if you can expand that right side body, the ribs, with your breath. Inhale, the right arm rises, left arm meets it. Lengthen. Exhale, plant the right hand. Extend the left arm over left ear. Left hip is still connected. Breath is expanding those left ribs. Making your adjustments. Noticing what you can do. Inhale that left arm all the way up. Right hand meets it. Exhale, hinge from the waist and fold. Again, finding that first point of resistance and then adjusting that resistance with your breath. Notice how as you inhale, your body expands. And as you exhale, perhaps you can sink just a little bit deeper. Then walking those hands in, coming back into supine, laying on your back, on your mat. However you'd like to get there. I like to grab behind my knees and roll down. And then let's give our knees a lovely squeeze here. Oh, feeling grateful for your practice, grateful for your body. Keeping a hold on that left knee. Let's let the right leg go long here. See if you can make a chest to thigh connection with that left thigh. You can keep that right foot bent if that's more comfortable for you, or you can let that right leg go long. Take a full breath here. This is our Pavamuktasana. As you exhale, allow that left leg to come across the left side body, and perhaps one day the top of that left thigh would make connection with the ground beside you. You can take your right hand and place it on your right hip just to remind that hip to stay connected if you notice it's rolling up off the mat. Keep both hips connected to the mat. Full breath here. Drawing that left knee up towards your left shoulder. And as you exhale, release that left leg long. Inhale, the right leg rises, grabbing that right shin and squeezing your chest and thigh together. So draw your thigh into your chest. This is a little internal massage as well. This is getting your descending colon. The opposite side was getting the ascending. So you didn't even know you were doing that, but you were. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, allow that right leg to come across the right side body. Maybe the top of that right thigh would touch the floor beside you someday. Mine has yet to do it, but they say that that can happen. Maybe you are doing it. Bravo for your adjustments. Full breath here. Exhale, let that right leg go long. Feels so good. Take a big inhale, yawning stretch here. Exhale, bringing those hands back to your sides. Let's draw our knees back up here, and we're gonna place the left ankle across the right thigh, coming into our supine pigeon. I reach through the little hole that I made with my left leg, and I'm grabbing behind the right thigh here. See if in this posture you can connect your spine to the mat beneath you. So notice if your spine isn't connecting to the mat, and see if you can make some connection with your spine as you draw that right knee in towards you. Now, where do you feel this in your body? Perhaps feel it deep inside your left glute, that muscle that's so tricky to find until you get into a posture like this. And then you say, oh, hello, piriformis. There you are. You know, like on that movie Hook, where he's like, hello, Peter. Exhale, releasing, switching sides. The right leg comes across the left, reaching through that little hole you made, keeping your spine connected to the mat. Where do you notice this? Where are those cranky spaces? Where can you adjust those spaces with your breath? Let's take one more full, beautiful breath here. And now as you exhale, preparing for your final Shavasana, let your legs go long. Let your body take up space. Your toes can turn out. Your palms are facing towards the ceiling. Your body is fully released, deeply held, beautifully relaxed. And stay right here. Allow your eyes to close down as I close us out with some words of love and encouragement over your practice. Eyes are closed down. Lower jaw lets go. Tongue releases from the roof of your mouth. That space between your eyes relaxes. You're coming back into your natural, native breath. It flows. You rest. Staying right here. Staying fully present and connected. We don't need great ability. We just need availability. I don't have great ability, but I am available. I'm available to notice where I can hold a challenge and where I can release. I can release what doesn't serve me well. I'm available to permit alterations so as to allow a desired result to be achieved. I am available to adjust. Friends, may you find great availability to make amazing adjustments in your life, in your body, in your breath, and especially in your mind. May you share these wonderful adjustments with the world around you. Thank you for practicing with me today. Thank you for practicing making adjustments. Thank you for being a part of loving and giving and noticing. You can press your palms together here if you'd like, and then draw your thumbs into your heart center. Eyes are still closed down here, honoring your practice and the time that you've spent to make such wonderful adjustments that afford you a happier, stronger, healthier life. Namaste.